All right, says we're live. How's it going today, guys? So, I guess address the elephant in the room. Different background. I'm obviously somewhere different, not at home. Doing some work on a project with somebody, and so I had to do some work from there. Had to do a show live from their place. So luckily, they've left me alone for the evening to do this for a little bit. So we're gonna go from here. But that's a whatever. We'll get by on that. Hopefully my audio is working. Did the test. Everything said it was okay. I just announced this a little bit ago. Things aren't at my normal heights. I don't have my screens behind me, all that sort of stuff. So says we're good. We'll go with that. So tonight's show, attitude problem or kind of clickbaity. So what is it? How is it when you're going through the grind of life? How do you keep a positive attitude when shit is piling on you and things are getting difficult? And you know, if you're chasing excellence, building a business, which I currently am in the middle of, and this one's a slow build, not like my last business where you show up, you start doing the work, and you start getting paid right away. There's some work involved in this that's upfront before it comes through on the back end, and had a couple of setbacks this last week or so, and it just made life a little difficult. So just kind of was on my mind, and some things to talk about, like how do you keep that? How do you dig yourself out of that hole and put yourself back on the path of going after what you want and achieving it? I don't have a lot prepared because it's been a busy week and a half that hasn't really got where I wanted to go, but is what it is. A couple things on the horizon as well. So update on the motorcycle that I did the lives with, where I tore the motor down. Turns out that a bearing walked in on the crankcase, so the motor is NFG. I picked up another one yesterday, and I think it was day before yesterday. So picked that up and got it home. So in the next little bit, we'll be doing the old motor swap. So rather than just installing cams in that, we're going to actually have to pull a motor out, drop another motor in, and fire it up and do all the tests and all that sort of fun stuff. So if you're into the working on stuff and learning how to do stuff like that, stick around for those. That's going to be good. And trying to think what else. I had something else on the go. Don't remember what it was. Crap. Squirrel mind. Which is part of the whole attitude thing. So with my last business, it was easy to multitask because there was lots of times where I could be doing something and there wasn't a lot going on. It was a lot of monotony, and it allowed me to do some of the administration stuff and some of the other things of my business that now with this one requires a lot of mental bandwidth. And so I still have that mentality that I can do multiple things at one time, but I'm doing different things that can't be done at the same time. So I'm finding myself getting distracted and not getting as much accomplished as I want. I'm still getting things accomplished, just not as much as I'm not multitasking and getting as many things done as I wanted. And then when I have a setback, it's like I really take it out on myself pretty hard. And that's the whole attitude. How do you stay positive? Sometimes it's a bitch. But like we talked about last week with after the Tony event, part of that is keeping your mind straight. And finding that purpose that's driving you, and move towards it. Even when it feels like you're not making any progress. Just making sure there's nobody coming here. So even when it feels like you're not making progress, take those steps, even though it may not feel like it's getting you anywhere. It'll get you through some stuff. And that's just where, quite frankly, one of the things that I talk about all the time is, having your peer group, your network, surrounding yourself with the right people. I reached out to a couple of friends this week when I was having a really bad day and had conversations and helped me get through them. So those guys, if you're happen to be watching, thank you very much for those conversations. I needed them. I really did. And we all do. So that's kind of one of my things, and why, like I say, join my group, join the community, whatever the case may be. Get a hold of me. I'm not hard to find. Anyhow, like I said, I don't have a lot dropped off here. I didn't do a lot of prep work on this one because I've been working on a project, then something came up really quickly. So I was working on a project that fell through, which sucks because I put a whole bunch of time in for nothing. But that's part of life. That's part of building a business. It's going to happen from time to time. And so that setback is a pain in the ass. Trying to stay positive through that, it was a little frustrating. But luckily, I had another one come through yesterday where it's, they've had developments of their business. They need something to happen, need to happen quick. So that's where it's like, can you come down here? We'll pay extra. We'll get this done. We need to get this done right away. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing. It's also a bit of a back end deal. More is going to come on the back end than on the front end, but you got to do what you got to do to get where you want to go. So that's what I'm in the middle of doing. I've dropped the join link. If you've got any suggestions on how to, keep yourself in that positive mindset and to not have that shitty attitude, because hey, we're all capable of having it. Trust me, I've had mine. I'm used to be very well known for guy with an attitude problem, and I always used to say my return or my remark to that was, I don't have an attitude problem. I have an attitude. You have a problem with it. That's not my problem. That's your problem. So, but at a time, depending on how you're having it, you can make that your problem as well, or cause problems for other people. So anyhow, like I said, I dropped the join link. If you've got any suggestions or comments, or maybe you're going through some shit yourself and you want to talk about it, let's do it. Don't worry about it. My viewership is low. Nobody's going to watch anyway. So I've only got a few of you guys, and I pretty much know all of you that are watching. So thanks a lot for doing that. Which, by the way, do me a favor, smash the like button. Costs you nothing to hit the like button and the subscribe, which pretty much all of you probably are anyways, but share it around. Something I've been doing, looking at with this channel is like everybody comments on here during the live show, which is great. I love it. I love the interaction. I love posting your guys' comments when you put them. Today it's out of my field of vision, so I may miss a bunch of them. Probably gonna end up with my head down. You'll be looking at the top of my head while I'm looking at the comments, reading some of those, going through it. But do me a favor. After the video is done, posted live, go drop a comment or two on the actual live video. I know they're not, when you go to my channel, the normal section, you got to hit the live to come down and then they're in there. I don't have very many pre-recordeds because most of the pre-recordeds that I did on the motorcycle before winter came, I was new to doing it, and it sucked. The audio sucks. It's terrible. It's just crappy footage. I've tried to put something together. I might be able to pull one more out of it. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely looking forward to spring. Looking forward to getting that motor shoved in the bike, getting some more outside time, do a little more hiking, mountain time, all that sort of stuff. Help build that positive attitude back up and do some more recording and do some stuff from there. So with that, we'll, get that thing back and running, and life will be good again, and wait for all this snow to melt, which a lot of it has. It's been pretty warm, which is great. So anyhow, like I said, I didn't have a lot prepared tonight, so hopefully you guys will bear with me. And with this, there's other things that you can do, which I haven't done. Like, I'm going to be honest. Part of the reason for the whole thing on the attitude is I've had a shitty attitude for a couple of days. It kind of only came good this afternoon. So I didn't have a lot to talk about, and things are difficult. Like building this YouTube channel, it's hard work. It doesn't seem like it, but you come on and chat, and every week you got to come up with a new topic. And, kind of ran out of the stuff that I had originally pre-wrote down of, here's some ideas and some things to go on. I've kind of ran through them. So I'm more than open to suggestions. So if any of you guys have got anything, feel free to, drop suggestions. Send me, that's the post messages on the YouTube channel, because, I get an email notification when they come through. Send them to me on Facebook, stuff like that. I'm more than happy and would be very thankful for the ideas. If it's a subject I know about, I'll do something on it. Sorry, it's out of my field of view to see somebody's here. So, well, kind of there, kind of not. Oh, there he is. Let's see if you can bring him on. Okay, so I guess I truly have an international show, which is kind of cool. Our buddy Ronnie, who we all know has worked the pizza stuff and whatnot, he's back home right now because he's going to be immigrating to India. Or he's back home, in India. He's going to be immigrating to the U.S., so he's got to go back there to do his stuff. He's calling in, so I'll bring him in. How's it going, Ronnie?
Hello, Mr. Bentley. How are you doing today?
I'm good. What time is it for you?
Oh, it's early morning. It's 5:40 a.m. over here, so it's not even 6 a.m.
5:40 a.m. It's 6:10
Yeah.
p.m. for me. So you're calling me from the future.
Yes, sir. I am. Gotta wake up for your show, man. Can't
There you
miss
go.
that.
Cool, buddy. I appreciate that. 5 o'clock in the morning to get up for the show for me. You're a trooper. There you go. You want to surround yourself with people that keep you in a good mood. This guy will keep you in a good mood. Ronnie's funny. He's always positive, always happy, working his butt off. Guy's going to get places, that's for sure. So how's it going over there? What's it like being back with the
Ah,
family?
it's good, man. Like I don't have to cook, I don't have to clean, the usual. But
Oh,
the,
Ronnie. I thought you were a man. Now
yeah,
you're being a mama's boy.
come on, man. I used to do that every day. I used to fucking wash the dishes 6 times. Nah,
Yeah,
yeah, 6 times in 2 days, man. I used to wash
yeah.
even more than that. So it's
There
good
you
being
go.
back with the family, man. Like you realize after living by myself for 3 years, you realize so much, like what is the worth of your family, like what is the worth of your dad, what's the worth of your mom, because when
Yeah.
you're living with them, you don't realize it.
Oh, of
you
course.
you
Got to
don't
take care
realize
of
how much your dad cares, you don't realize how much your mom cares about you.
Yeah.
But when you move back, and when you have a different perspective to look your family as an individual who cares about you, not as a parents who
Yeah.
have to do stuff for you. Like it's not they have to do it for you. They are doing those kind of stuff for you because they feel happy about that by
Yeah.
doing those things. So at that time you really really appreciate it,
Yeah.
right? When I came back home, my mom was like, "What do you want to have?" Like she
Spoiled
did,
brat.
she could have cooked anything,
Yeah.
right? They were excited. My mom didn't sleep
Yep.
when they came to pick me at the airport, right? And but as soon as we got back, my mom said like, "What do you want to have?" I'm like, "Okay, I want to have some rice with some Indian curry, some
There
kidney beans and kidney beans curry and some rice."
you
And
go.
she didn't even take a sip of water. She went directly into the kitchen and started cooking for me.
Yeah.
And when I went inside the kitchen, I'm like, "At least have some rest." She's like, "No, you are
So
here. You're tired. You gotta work. You gotta eat." So
there you go. Well, there's a good one. Like, so you left your family in India. You came over to Canada to go to school and work over here. Um,
sure.
what was that like? Like, talk about how. I mean, that must have been difficult at times to keep a positive attitude, being that far from home, right? Like, your people are right there, right?
So when I first moved to Canada, you know, I was never scared. I don't know why. I was like, F it, I'm gonna figure it out. But
Yeah.
the worst thing came when my credit cards were all maxed out and I didn't know how to use credit. I got no idea. I was like, it's free money.
Yeah, it's free.
So
It's free money
yeah,
until they want it. The free money is the free money they make on the interest when you pay it back. That's the real secret of
yeah,
credit cards.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
though, like I never knew how to make a credit. I was a free kid when I was here in India, but like over there, like understanding the finance,
Yeah,
how the money works, that was the toughest part for me
yeah,
because I didn't had any kind of problems getting a job, but the worst thing for me was I couldn't stay at a job for more than 2 months. I used to, usually have a fight because they used to say do it like that way. But I was like, okay, but this way is more efficient and easy
yeah,
for me for doing the same job, right?
yeah,
Like when you become good at something, you take half the time or even less than half the time to do the same thing, right? And the
yeah,
spare time that I got left, I used to just hang out.
Yeah.
But that was unacceptable. How can you stand? How can you finish your work on time and have time left for yourself? So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. They're like, go clean that. I'm like, that's not my job. That's the evening guy's shift. Oh, they're like, no, you gotta. I'm like, fuck it. I am leaving, man. That
Yeah.
was used to happen. But now I'm good. I have my own business now. I'm all good now.
Good.
I
Good.
gotta move to the US now and restart everything from there.
There
But
you go.
this time I won't be starting from scratch.
That's
The
right.
knowledge that I have now, the mentors that I have now, I have you know, Mr. Jerry, my favorite, the favorite grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got your back, man, and I'm the knowledge that is more valuable than money. So
Yeah.
for
Absolutely.
me,
Yeah. So when you left, did you sell all your stuff from here, or are you going to come up and get it when you move to the US and bring it back down there, or what are you going to do?
okay, so my business is basically house washing that I do.
Yep.
And for that, I was like, okay, if I wanna, because there are a lot of different small parts that I built by myself for cheaper, right?
Right.
And those took long time. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna sell my parts, I won't get any money out of it, or even because the house washing season hasn't started yet,
Yes.
right? So I was like, I'm not gonna sell my equipments. I just have kept them in storage over there
Yeah.
underneath the crawl space of my house, and I'm like, okay, when I'm gonna, you know, when I'm gonna move to the US, I'll go to Canada and grab my stuff. It's just like, it's what, 1,000 miles from there, 1,100 miles. So I was like, okay, that's what, 15-hour drive, 15, 16 hour drive
From San
one way
Francisco,
from San Jose.
San Jose.
San
Yeah.
Jose
Okay.
to, yeah.
Yeah. San Jose to Vancouver, you'll have a hard time doing that in 15 hours. Probably more like what 16, be more around 17, 18 hours by the time.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah. Because you got a couple big cities to go through on the way. You've got, well, in a vehicle, you'll make a little better time than I did in the big truck, but you've got Portland to go through. You got a bunch of them in Washington. So that's going to slow you down.
Mhm.
But,
Okay.
it'll be a good adventure.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I've
I'll
drove
go
that
and
road
grab
many
my
times.
equipment from there.
Yeah. I've drove that one many times. So I know what you're
Yeah.
doing.
So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that is it.
All right,
That's
buddy.
that.
Cool. Well, there you go. There's a positive attitude. He's just going to go get after it and get it done. So,
Can't miss your show, man.
oh, you're breaking up.
Ah,
Cool.
shit. Cool, man. Take care.
Thanks for calling in, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Take
no
care.
problem. Cheers.
Right. There we go. Live from India. Check that out. Gotta like that. 5:30, 5:40 in the morning. Holy crap. He's dedicated. It's, I haven't been able to actually talk to him the other day. Don't remember what day that was now, but there you go. You surround yourself with people who are happy and whatnot. They'll help keep your attitude up. Um, and um, personally, I find when you're having a hard time and your attitude sucks, a big thing to do is always have that thing in your back pocket that you are good at, and when nothing is going right, separate yourself from what's going wrong. Just take a break, walk away, and go do the thing that you are really good at, and get a win or two back under your belt and feel good about that. When you've got that, then go back and accomplish your task. Sometimes that'll help you break through that. Um, you know, that attitude. You know, and part of this is also I dealt with somebody with a really bad attitude, and it pissed me off. So that rubbed off onto me with all the, with the dealing with somebody with a bad attitude, then having the failure that I had. My attitude went to absolute shit. I'll just flat out say it. My Monday was um, Monday evening when I went to shit. Tuesday morning wasn't that great. Like I said, today kind of got a little bit better, but you're going to go through that. We're all going to go through ups and downs in life. So, you know, and that's what this is about. Like, if you've got any ideas, call in and chat. Like I said, I didn't prepare a whole lot, so I'm not going to go real late tonight. I do my after show as well. I'm not going to go real late on that because I've only got a few hours before people start coming back. place I'm at, whatnot. So, I got to do what I got to do here, and trying to make ends meet and trying to build this up and get going. But and it can be a struggle when you're building, which anybody who's out here who's done it knows. Or and that's one of the biggest things is when you are trying to build something on your own and get ahead in life. It's just a fact of life. Things are going to happen, and you're going to have shit, and you're going to need to go through that. And it's all been on my mind the last couple of days. That's why it's what the topic was. I didn't have anything else. I didn't have any other topics in the bank, so to speak. Didn't have any time to do any real prep work because I was working on something else that completely fell apart. And if this wasn't here, I probably would have been at home ripping a motor out of a motorcycle today, because there wasn't much more to do besides scream and yell and do that. Throw a wrench through the wall, maybe a hammer through the wall, something like that. So, which can be good. One thing with it, when you are pissed off and frustrated like that, go to the gym and work out. You'll work out hard, but be careful because you can hurt yourself too. I pushed it pretty damn hard the other day. Think I might have felt that one, but oh well, it happens time to time. So anyhow, I was just trying to think of some other stuff. I was chatting with a friend earlier today and thinking about stuff to talk about tonight, and and that was it. Just how to get over it, like how to get through it. There was some other stuff. I was busy. I didn't write it down. Should have. There you go. You're think about what you're going through. Another good thing that I find is if you can, or you know somebody, or you're having a shitty time, find somebody that needs some help and help them. You go and do something for somebody else, you're going to feel really good about yourself. And you don't do it for that reason. You just go do it because nothing else is going right. Go help somebody else. Leave your stuff behind. Give somebody else a hand. Give you a good mental reset. And get some interaction with some other people and feel good about stuff like that. So anyhow, I'm about running out of gas and stuff to say tonight because I've been head down concentrating on building this project that I've been working on here all day. And not a lot more to go on this. And sorry, it's a short night. It is what it is. Don't have a big viewership tonight anyhow. I didn't announce it early because I didn't know what was going on when everything was going to hell yesterday. And the day before. So I didn't know what to do. So I just kind of left it and figured I'd wing it. And like I said, this thing has been a bit of a struggle. I haven't been growing very much, which is sort of frustrating. Kind of wondering and thinking about some changes in direction. I don't know if I'm going to go to maybe more recorded content and kind of do it when the schedule works for me, more than trying to make my schedule work around the live thing and continue that. I just don't know at this point. That's part of the attitude thing. It seems like everything I'm working on nothing is going forward and nothing is growing, and that's what I'm struggling with. And this thing isn't either. And I never did this for money, and I'm probably never going to make any money on it. I did it for the fun of it. I did it for the sharing and helping of other guys. And it's not growing a whole lot. So I've got other commitments and stuff I need to work on as well. So I'm not sure if I'm going to slow this thing down, or I'll cut my podcast down from, typically trying to do somewhere around an hour to maybe cutting them back down around half an hour, 35, 40 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood, and go from there. Maybe the content will be a little easier because I won't have to prepare as much stuff to try and get a big mouthful out. Maybe I could do, maybe I'll do more of them more frequently, just shorter times or something like that. I'm not sure yet. Just kind of in the process of trying to figure it out. Because just the way things are going, the slow build on the other business, that I might end up running out of runway before I get to the point I was hoping to be at. So I'm considering doing something else for a little while. And if I do that, then the schedule will definitely not allow for this. So that's kind of one of the things that is frustrating, because I do enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking to you guys every week, hanging out every week afterwards on the after show, and BS with the stuff we can't talk about here on YouTube. And trying to build a community and chat with guys and doing stuff. But, time is a factor. We all have a limited amount of it. We all have to be productive and do our thing. And I don't know what more to say. Maybe it's just a shitty attitude and we'll be back next week with a good one. Maybe I say the hell with it and don't show up next week. I don't know yet, but stay tuned. We'll keep in touch. And, that's about what I've got for tonight. I'm going to probably wander down. Don't really see much action in the chat, which is my fault because I didn't do, this is the thing, the attitude thing of I didn't do the prep work because of the shitty attitude. So when you don't do that, there's no promotion. Nobody knows to show up. They got lives. Other things happen. So for those of you that do every week, my heartfelt thank you. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me that you guys hang out and listen to me yak or some shit. Like I'm literally talking to an empty house, to an empty room. It's the weirdest thing in the world. If you've never done this, it's bizarre. So luckily I've gotten pretty comfortable at it. You go back, watch my first videos. They were horrible. Now to stand here and talk to this little tiny circle there that is looking at me and, yammer on, other than the fact I got to keep looking down because my screen's there just to see if anything shows up. Other than that, I've become pretty comfortable with it. So, which is a good thing. So at the end of the day, I've got something out of this. I learned to be comfortable in front of the camera, just going on and talking, yakking with anybody. So if you're thinking about doing it, I encourage it. Understand it's going to be a hard slug. You might need to do a little more than what I did. I'm looking forward to summer coming back and doing some more recorded content because I like that. And they seem to do fairly well. The hiking recordings and the motorcycle recordings and stuff like that. So I got a new headset for the motorcycle for that. So hopefully that audio will clean up really good because everything I did last year was like Snap Crackle Pop. It was like Rice Krispies. The audio was terrible. So there was no point putting it out. But I enjoy those ones. And also I'm a lot more mentally free because I'm an hour and a half, 2 hours to the mountains. And I literally get on that bike and shut my brain off. And I just go and relax and unwind. I go for a hike and ideas come to me and thoughts come to me. And so to be able to just sit down and yak then is pretty easy. So, maybe we end up going more recorded content, which will help with this and come up with more stuff. A little more of that. So anyhow, just trying to think if there's anything else. Let's see if I got anything that's shown up in here. I don't think so. Not now. No. Nothing's showing up in there. I don't know. Is there maybe some more content or other things I'm open to suggestions, if anybody does happen to be seeing this. Any content or suggestions or ideas of stuff I should do, maybe help get a little more traction, get this thing growing. I'm not big into controversial shit. Like, why would I sit here and talk about Andrew Tate when 500 other people are sitting around talking about him anyways? It's, I don't really know the whole story. I wasn't there. I'm one of these people that if I don't have enough information to form an opinion, I don't form an opinion. And I don't listen to everybody else's because their opinion is probably largely full of shit because they don't really know what's going on. And a lot of people do that. I prefer to have information when I form an opinion rather than just, oh yeah, this is what the internet told me, which good God, we could go into that. There we go. Let's spin off into that a little bit. Had somebody send me something here this week, said, hey, do you notice anything about this story? Read through the story and it was a complete breakdown on Russia's invasion of Ukraine, all the things that's gone on. And I'm looking at it and he's like, do you see anything here? Yeah, I do. Not a single link, a single reference through the whole story. Well, if there's no links and there's no references, it's not a story. It's an opinion piece, which means they've taken something and blocked all the other out. They formed their opinion and they're not giving you a news story. They're giving you their opinion. And a lot of people nowadays, this is the whole use your head, use that lump 3 feet above your ass, figure some stuff out. When people aren't giving you both sides of the story so you can form your own opinion, they're just giving you one, and the mass and the narrative is moving that way, it's probably full of shit. Look at it. We just went through it the whole last 2 years with the beer bug, the Mexican beer bug thing. now here we are a couple of years out removed from it, and we're realizing now that most of it was largely BS. Most of it was largely crap. Um, but yet people still. So we went through all of that. Then we went through the one. I'm in Canada. We went through the trucker protest in Canada. That the mainstream media painted it as, the truckers were terrorists. They were making a mess and blah blah blah. This, that, and the other thing. Meanwhile, if you look through the footage and you watch, you can actually see every now and then that one of the trucks that left and went out there was an entire truckload of porta potties. These guys brought their own toilets. They shoveled the sidewalks. They cleaned up their garbage. They didn't make a mess. But, mainstream media painted it that way. Well, so we know that that's largely full of shit. Let's look at the situation over in, is it Holland? I think it's Holland. I'm not real great on European geography, so excuse me if I'm wrong on this one. But the Dutch farmers, essentially, the government there, trying to do the same thing as our government here, was going to completely restrict them, cut them off of using nitrogen fertilizer. And those that wouldn't, they were literally going to seize their farms. And they got pissed off, and they formed an uprising, kind of largely like the truckers convoy in over in Holland and in the Dutch. And they formed a political party and actually got enough votes to shut the current government down. They didn't get a majority, but they're essentially at a stalemate. But meanwhile, you watch mainstream media, what do they say? Oh, well, these guys they're just trying to scare everybody into, that the government is going to take their farms away, this, that, and the other. Meanwhile, you can actually go and look at the government's mandate, and it says they're going to take the farms away. So they're not really scaring, they're telling the truth. Use your head, do a little research and find some stuff out. When you start looking at the other side of it, you start to realize there's a lot more. We're being fed a lot more bullshit than we really want to admit. So anyhow, I kind of didn't intend to go off down that target, but I did. So, pay attention to what you're getting for information. And don't take mine for gospel either, because I'm human. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you: I make mistakes every single day. Where a lot of them won't do that. There's no, this is it, and this is how it is, and it's like, and you're supposed to believe them, and you're supposed to go with the movement, and this is the way the world works. Well, the vast majority of the world was the sheeple went along doing that, all got themselves a shot in the arm for a beer bug that wasn't really going to do anything, that shut the economies down, hurt basically hurt the vast majority of people. There's a few that did well, but the vast majority had some kind of repercussions through it. And it was all bullshit because they expected, and everybody did go with the masses. When the masses are going somewhere, stop and ask yourself why. Ask yourself, what's the real story? What's going on behind this? I don't know. I have no idea where else to go or what else to do on that. But anyway, like I said, just doing some rambling. And that's what happens when you don't prepare. Got to come up with something on the spot. But like I say, that's what I've got for tonight. I got nobody else calling in. Much more for, okay, cool. I got told bring back the hiking videos by Benjamin. I will, buddy. We're getting close to that season. There's still snow here. I know there's no snow where you are, but there is where I am here. It's melting. So 2 years ago, I did that. I have that picture up in a couple of places. See if I can find it real quick here. I know where it is. But 2 years ago, I was out with my dog for a motorcycle ride and took that picture, if it kind of shows up. So it was actually quite warm out. And that was the first week of May. So I'm about 5 weeks away from that. The real cool thing, which I wasn't doing videos back then when I did that, because that was 2 years ago. That was quite a while back. But I'm hoping that conditions are right that I can do that one again this year, and things will be like that. One of the coolest things about that whole ride, just tell a little bit of a story with that. Um, is it's the Icefields Parkway. The elevation gets pretty high. It's a highway that runs between Banff and Jasper, and there are, I can't even remember how many it is. It's like 100 glaciers along the way. There's a whole crap load of them. That's why they call it Icefields Parkway. Where I stopped there, I was riding along. I actually thought something was going wrong. I thought I was breaking down because I kept hearing a noise and stuff. So I stopped to look at the bike and try and see if I could figure out what it was. While I'm stopped, I can hear it. I shut the bike off and I still hear it. Okay, well, it's not the bike, obviously. So I sort of sit there for a second looking around, trying to figure out what the hell this noise is that I'm hearing. And all of a sudden I hear a great big one, and I'm looking out across a frozen lake, and there's a friggin' avalanche coming down the mountain on the other side. The rumbling and the noise, the thunder that I was hearing, because it was a clear sunny day, it wasn't a cloud in the sky, so, and too early in the spring to be a thunderstorm. I didn't know what the noise was. Well, it turns out it was the avalanches from all the melting snow coming down. So I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that conditions are right and I can get out and get some of that. Because that was a real cool experience. See if I can bring something like that and share that with you. I don't know if the microphone on the camera will actually pick that up or something like that, but that was such an awesome experience, and completely unprepared. Had no idea it was ever going to happen to me. Just happened to be right place, right time, and it did. I sat there and for like an hour and a half, smoked a cigar, read a book, just literally listening to the avalanches coming down all around where I was. None of them were going to come across the road. I was completely safe where I was, but it was just a really cool experience. So I'm kind of hoping that I can catch some of that stuff. And I did some videos that I'm going to see if I can't splice together. Some of the videos are okay, but other parts of them aren't that great. I want to try and get out in the spring to show you the difference, because I've got some in Jura Creek where I'm walking around. I think actually I've got that one posted on a couple of them. I'd have to look back at, I don't know them off the top of my head, but I'm in a spot where the walls are polished smooth from the water coming through. Well, in about 3 weeks, the water's going to be about 12 feet deep, 14 feet deep, thundering through that passage. I'm hoping to get out there and get some footage of that as well. And kind of can do that. This is in the spring when the runoff is coming through. This is in the fall when the water's all, the snow's all melted and the water's all gone. Kind of show the contrast of the two, because the change is incredible. It'll blow your mind away. The stuff like boulders get pushed down this, and you can actually see the marks. The boulders get pushed down the canyon, the wash of it. It's really kind of cool. So hopefully to bring some of that stuff to you guys. Which means I got to get off my ass and get that motor put in that bike. Which, like I said, I'm going to do. So I don't know if I'm going to, I guess there's a question. Drop it in the chats. What do you guys think? Should I do that rather than doing the show live from, right now somewhere else, or from home, from my office, or should I do them from downstairs in the shop while I'm changing the motor? Just sit there and bullshit. Like, I can do that too. What do you guys think? Is that something more along the lines you'd like? Different kind of backdrop, different environment, bring a different element to the show. Might try some of that. I've always done I did the motor ones because I did 2 of them on 2 different Saturdays. So it was a different than my regular Wednesday show, because I was kind of trying to show how you do it. I don't know, maybe do a topic in amongst working on the bike, doing a complete motor swap and stuff like that. BSing. Not sure. Do me a favor, leave some comments on the show and let me know what you think, what you prefer, and we'll go from there. So anyhow, like I say, that's pretty much what I got for tonight. I think there's anything else. I guess talk about that a little bit before we go and throw it in. So like I said, the bearing walked in my bike, so I had to replace the motor. So I'm pulling out a stock 96 cubic inch motor. I picked up 103 inch high output. So kind of curious to see what the difference is going to be. Sounds like I might be able to pick up a set of hot rod cams for it too at the same time. Just not sure on that yet. So I might be going from what I was thinking of doing a little jump to a really stupidly big jump. This could be fun. This could be stupid. So let's carry on with some of that. There we go. See, unplanned, unprepared. You come up with some weird stuff. So like I said at the beginning, attitude problem. Had a hard time keeping myself positive, thinking about this, and I'm going to put this hot rod motor, or certainly hotter than I was thinking of, in the bike. That's part of it. Guys, we're supposed to do things that are kind of stupid kind of dangerous. Use your head when you do it. Don't go out and wipe yourself out, but use your head when you do it. But this is part of being a man, is doing that fun shit, taking some chances, taking risks. I'm already a little crazy on a motorcycle in the first place. You ask any one of my really good friends that knows me really well, I am not allowed to ride a sport bike. They will not let me. I've got some friends who've got some crazy hot rod bikes. I got a buddy who's got a turbocharged Hayabusa. He won't let me ride it. I've got another buddy who just picked up a new Yamaha R10 last year. I think it's R10, whatever 10. It's nuts. He let me ride it around the block. That was it. And I rode his last bike before that around the block. And he said the same thing when I brought it back this time. He says, cool, glad you enjoyed it. Get off of it. You're never allowed to ride it again, because I'm slightly insane when it comes to motorcycles. I have a lack of fear. Spent 9 years drag racing. I've gone, what the hell was it? The Pro Stock bike, we broke 180 miles an hour in barely 7 seconds. Just touch over 7 seconds. So they don't scare me. I have a tendency to get a little stupid and a little insane. So that could be fun. Who knows? We might get some real fun video next year. Go ride that thing and rip it through the mountains and see what it'll do. It is a great. I do ride a 950-pound touring bike. It is a big. It's a two-wheel drive, or it's a two-wheel convertible, essentially, is what it is. But maybe we'll get some. Maybe get some good videos on that. Let's see if we can't. I got a new mount for the. Yeah, I've got a new mount for the camera. I might be able to mount that one down right low, get it where it's almost leaned over. It'll be pretty much dragging the asphalt. That'll be kind of some cool footage. We'll see how that works. That could be fun. That could be some fun stuff. Up and coming. So anyhow, like I say, I might do that next week. We'll see how things go. I might end up doing the show rather than from my office. I might do the show while I'm pulling a motor, just shooting a breeze about something. You got any kind of topic or something you want to talk about? Like I've said several times on the show, shoot me a message, drop a comment or something on this video or whatever. And maybe we'll talk about something simple while we're having some fun and doing that. Who knows? Maybe I should drink a beer again or something while I work. We're going to loosen up a little, help keep the mind fresh. So anyhow, that's where I'm at. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Love the new background. You probably weren't here for the start. I'm not at home. I'll let you guess where I am. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not at home. You can guess where I am. And that's gone a lot longer than I expected. Cool. That worked out all right. Just making shit up on the fly. So that's about what I got for tonight. Like I say, I'm going to shut her down. Going to go do the after show. Going to go around and use the bathroom, have a quick bite to eat. I'll probably eat while I'm on the after show anyway. So that's what I got for tonight. I'm going to shut her down. Like I say, do me a favor, smash the like button. Cost you, that's a warning come up. Cost you nothing to hit that like button. It's totally free. Like I say, you guys were all probably subscribed anyways. Share it. Tonight's wasn't a real great episode. You win some, you lose some. Like my friend Rich Cooper said when I was starting this thing, he says, you're going to make probably 50 shitty videos before you start to get good. I think I'm somewhere around 50, so it makes sense that I'm still making a couple of shitty ones here and there, and they'll get better going forward. And well, yeah, it'll be less than 50. Because 50 would be a year. I haven't been doing this for a year, so I'm nowhere near that yet. So I'm not at the point where they're doing good. So you get what you get. Working on it. So anyhow, that's what I got. I can say I'm shutting her down. I'm gonna head over to the after show. Yeah, see you check in, Chris. Cool. We're gonna do the after show and hang out for a little bit. Like I say, not going real late on that tonight, guys. But that's what I got going on. And so maybe next week we're doing a motor. Or maybe I get crazy and do it this weekend. Next week we start it up. We'll see. I have to figure it out. Anyway, with that, yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure. I have to see how that one goes. Anyhow, that's where I'm at on that. I'm going to go back and go do some work for a little bit later tonight after the after show and go shoot the shit with the boys until people come back and start visiting. So that's what I got. I'm going to go wind her down, and I don't know what else to say. Typical YouTube stuff. Like button, subscribe, yada, yada, share it, blah, blah, blah. Do me a favor. After this is done and posted live, go and post some comments. See if that trips the algorithm. I'd like to try that. Let's do an experiment. I'm not getting any reach. I'm not really growing, but everybody makes all their comments here on the live show, and those don't show up on the actual YouTube algorithm. They show up in the chat on the show, but they don't show up in the YouTube algorithm. So do me a favor, just go over and drop one of your comments or something like that or whatever in the actual YouTube comment section and see if that changes anything. See if that doesn't maybe increase the spread. Just want to try something, see if we can't make something happen. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not getting any reach or any growth, other than the fact I'm still doing crappy videos. But some of these have some value. I know some of these have some value for people. There should be some growth, something going on. But anyhow, that's what I got for tonight. Like I said, with that, I'm working on building business and moving on with that. And so looking forward to spring and doing some different videos with this for you guys. So, but like I say, if you got anything you want me to do, videos on, now's the time to start sending them in, because I'll be on the road looking outside right now. I'm going to be on the road with the bike in 2 to 3 weeks. That's pretty much usually mid-April I'm on. So, and this year it looks like it's warming up fairly quick. So should be on for that. So if all goes well, 2 to 3 weeks will be out that, getting recording some other videos, and going to need some subjects and need some stuff to talk about. So don't let me run out of subjects and talk about nothing but girls, because yeah, there's something coming up with that. Might be writing a book. We'll see. Anyhow, there's a little spoiler alert. That's what I've got. So spoiler alert at the very end. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Oh, wait, wrong button. Hit that one.